everyone! Last time, we talked about an overview of music theory. This time, we're diving deeper into the concept of pitch, which is at the very core of music theory. Pitch and frequency are essentially the same thing. The only difference is that frequency is described as a number and is measured in hertz, representing cycles per second. On the other hand, pitch is described using the musical alphabet C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. These musical letters are found on a piano keyboard. If you are using computer software, such as Cubase, you will see as piano roll format. For composers, these symbols are like musical notes on a sheet. Instead of referring to them as keys, we call them notes because they not only indicate pitch, but also contribute to the rhythm. So, in a music score, we're essentially examining both pitch and time simultaneously. The y-axis denotes the distinct sound or pitch, while the x-axis signifies time. However, note lengths can vary based on the type of note. We'll explore this in more detail in our upcoming tutorials. But for now, let's get back to the piano keyboard. We have white keys and black keys. This is where we also learn about intervals. We usually start with C3, and you might be wondering, what does the number 3 come from? If we look at the piano, the very beginning of the left side of the piano keys is called C1. Then, we also come back to the same note with C2, followed by C3, C4, C5, C6, C7. The higher the number, the higher the pitch sound. What we need to understand here is that each C note has an octave relationship. For instance, let's look at C3, which is called middle C. If we count the white keys, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, we come back to C. The distance from C3 to C4 is exactly 8 notes. Let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We call this relationship an octave because an octave signifies 8. In terms of frequency, where we explain pitch using numbers and the unit hertz, the octave relationship involves a doubling of the frequency. For example, middle C, C3, has a frequency of 220 hertz, and the next C4 has a frequency of 440 hertz. If we examine the graph, the waves of C3 and C4 fit well, and we can express this relationship as a 2:1 ratio. Then we have black keys. The black keys are all sharps and flats of the white keys. Play this note to hear that it is slightly higher, sharper in pitch than the note D. This note is called D sharp. When written, it is expressed as the note letter followed by a sharp sign, D sharp. Return to note D. Now go down to the nearest black key. You will hear that this note is slightly flatter in pitch than the note D. This note is called D flat. When written, it is expressed as the note letter followed by a flat sign, D flat. You might have noticed that the same black key can have more than one name. For example, C hash and D flat are the same key. We call this enharmonic equivalence. You might be wondering why we have the same key with two names. The reason is because of scales. A scale is a series of notes that go up or down, usually within an octave, and repeat in higher or lower octaves. In a major scale, we use sharps, and in a minor scale, we use flats. The way I think about scales is like ordering a fast food combo. Think about it. When you order a fast food combo, what usually comes with it? For me, it's a burger, soda, and fries. It's like these three things make a good and popular combination. Similarly, a scale is a grouping of notes that we use to create music. Good combinations of notes make good sounds, and we call this pleasant sound consonance. Major scales are thought of as musical structures that sound good and harmonious. But let's imagine something fun. This time, let's say I ordered a combo at a fast food joint, and what came out was cola, fries, and sushi. Sounds a bit strange, doesn't it? This kind of combination creates an unpleasant sound, also known as dissonance. Minor scales are examples of that. so most music is created using major scales, especially for cheerful tunes. On the flip side, compositions made with minor scales are often sad songs. Minor scales have combinations that may not sound as good. I have to be careful here because I don't want to label the minor scale as bad. How can I explain this? Let's think about oranges. When you peel an orange, there's that orange-white layer, right? But did you know that white layer doesn't have any nutrients? In a way, it's like an impurity. But oddly enough, when you eat that impurity along with the fruit, you get a synergistic effect. By the way, the synergy effect is like when you combine two things and get a result that's even better than just adding them up. It's like 1 + 1 = 3 or more. It's like this. The minor scale is like a bit of impurity, but when you mix it with the nutritious fruit, the major scale, it creates synergy effect. However, making the minor scale harmonious as it is can be a bit tricky. That's why we've got 3 different types of minor scales: natural minor scale, harmonic minor scale, and melodic minor scale. In music, musicians often use both major and minor scales, and they frequently switch between them in a song. It's common to change from a happy-sounding major key, like C major, to a sadder-sounding minor key, like C minor. This choice can really change how the music feels and make it sound different emotionally. Today, we're going to learn about the most commonly used major scale. In fact, we've already learned it. It's the natural C major scale. That's C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. It's the most basic and natural sounding combination. By analyzing this combination using intervals, we can create different major scales. Before we get into major scales, let's touch on a scale we use to grasp intervals: the chromatic scale. It's straightforward. If you play each note from C3 to C4 consecutively, that's the chromatic scale. Chromatic, in Greek terms, refers to distinctive colors, and in music, the chromatic scale has a total of 12 colors. I mean pitches. We refer to the white keys as natural notes and the black keys as sharps or flats. The space between each key is what we call a half step. Now let's delve into the C major scale. Earlier, we played the chromatic scale, hitting both the white and black keys in sequence, and we referred to the distance between each key as a half step. This time, let's concentrate on playing only the white keys. When we skip over the black keys by 2 half steps at a time, we call it a whole step. Examining the major scale in terms of intervals, we discover a pattern: WWH, WWWH. This pattern is why we call it the major scale. Now, the minor scale follows a different combination: WHWWHWW. We'll explore this further in future lessons. Today, let's use the C major pattern to create other major scales. Let's create a D major scale. This time, we're starting with D. By the way, we often call the first starting note the root. Now, this scale is different from the C major scale. We're going to use the pattern of whole and half steps to create music. For example, going from D3 to E3 is a whole step. Continuing this pattern, you can build the D major scale. Let's try making an E major scale. Next, I'll quickly show you F major, G major, A major, B major. So, if you notice the pattern WWH, WWWWH, those are all major scales, and in major scales, we use sharps. With that, we're wrapping up today's lesson. The reason music theory is challenging is because it's tough to teach in an organized way. We often have to cover topics like pitch, intervals, rhythm, and simultaneously delve into harmony elements like melody or chords. As you can see, there are quite a few sharps when examining the scales. To simplify this, we'll introduce key signatures. In our next lesson, we'll delve into key signatures, learn how to read sheet music, understand each note, and ultimately, explore the art of reading music scores. If you enjoyed the content, consider subscribing to support more free educational tutorials. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.